What's going on, everyone? So Los Angeles Lakers began their search for their new head coach. We've got a couple updates in regards to the head coaching area. So the kind of three emerging candidates thus far, obviously things could change. Lakers are kind of going through this week trying to narrow down their search, trying to find that coach that they prefer for not only now and the future. The criterias kind of seem to be they want a head coach for obviously now that can win with LeBron, but also a head coach for the future, even beyond LeBron, with Anthony Davis, kind of help shape, mold a new potential roster then. So I do like that the Lakers, the idea isn't to find somebody momentarily, which was a concern that I had. It's a concern that many people have expressed, right? That do we just hire a new head coach, LeBron leaves, and then we're in this process all over again? It's one of the reasons why I've said I like the idea of getting a younger coach, getting somebody like a JJ Redick, because if you're right and you hit on that person, well, now you could have that head coach for the next 10, 20 years if he continues to evolve, develop, and continue to be a quality head coach, right? The idea is to kind of find your Greg Popovich, your Eric Spoelstra, right? To find that guy. I'm not saying that whoever we hire will have the accolades or anything like that these guys have, but the idea of the longevity, right? Getting somebody that will be around for the long haul. But they also want somebody that can command and control the locker room, right? They want somebody that can challenge LeBron, challenge Anthony Davis, kind of keep things fair, keep guys in order, and don't lose the locker room. That's been a real big problem that the Lakers have had. So obviously, whichever coaching candidate that they decide to go with, there is a criteria. There are some kind of checklists that the Lakers are looking to kind of check off. But the three candidates that have stood out thus far and have emerged as the front runners for the Lakers head coaching job is Sam Cassell, James Borrego, and JJ Redick. Now, obviously, I'm assuming the Lakers will continue to do their due diligence. I'm sure that they're still going to do other interviews, kind of go through the process. Some of these guys, like the Sam Cassells, the James, the JJs, I'm sure that they will, more likely than not, maybe even interview these guys a second go around, really kind of get this right. Again, Lakers cannot afford to fumble this. They got to get the head coaching right. You got to get that stability for the locker room as well as just on the bench, right? You can't just keep cycling through these coaches every few years. I still, out of those three, lean towards JJ Redick, right? Sam Cassell and James Borrego, they have some experience, but I'm not super high on either of them, right? I think if you want to go with the safest bet, I think James Borrego is probably the safest bet. To me, just give me the ceiling, right? None of these guys are real standout guys. None of these guys are guys that you just go and go, man, that's the guy that can really kind of shape the Lakers for the foreseeable future. Sam Cassell, I like Sam Cassell. Again, another guy that I think would be able to have some command, that would be respected, was a player in the league, right? So it's different, when you're talking about a player, they understand, they get it, right? To where you get somebody that's never been an actual player in the league or just, or momentarily, but never really saw the court or anything like that. They don't have the same respect, or they don't have the same understanding as, somebody like that would. It's kind of what you go into with JJ Redick. But again, to me, it's I lean towards Redick just because I think that he'll provide you a lot of the same things that James and Sam will provide you. I just think, again, the upside and potential growth of, especially if you hit that right, I just think the longevity that you would have with JJ Redick it's far beyond. Where I could see James and Sam, you kind of get through this wave, maybe even get through the Anthony Davis era, then you're probably looking for a new head coach, where I think JJ Redick could be that guy that, sticks around long beyond this era and moving into the next wave and then the next wave of stars, right? So I like the longevity. I like the upside. I like the potential. LeBron's going to buy into JJ Redick, and with LeBron buying into JJ Redick, everyone else will buy in with JJ Redick. Also, I just think JJ Redick has the most potential for different variations and expansions, right? Like he's the one guy that's not really set in his ways, right? He's the one guy that, because he wasn't mentored by X head coach and and only knows that philosophy and only knows that understanding and only knows the aspects of coaching in that way that which he was taught. Where JJ Redick kind of come in, he could be chameleon like, right? Like he's a guy that, okay, let's try this. This isn't really working. I don't like that. Where you see a lot of coaches really stubborn, right? They're in this box and they can't get out of that box. They don't know how to function out of that box. Where, somebody like JJ Redick, yeah, he might create this box, and if that box isn't working, he can just jump out of that box and create a new one. Where saw a guy like Darvin Ham, it was like, as long as he was on the script, things were great. It was as soon as he had to go off script and improvise, that's where things really started to fall apart. So we'll see in that regard. Another surprise that kind of came out of left field is Coach K, Duke, head coach. Former head coach. He's retired. So he is actually consulting in the Lakers head coaching search. He's actually been part of the process and kind of helping the Lakers find their next head coach. I wonder if that means, like, is Coach K interested on coming on the staff or something? Right? Because, I mean, if he wanted to be the head coach, guess what? He would be the head coach. Right? Is he just solely doing a consulting job, or is this something where he goes, you know what, like, I just be on the end of the bench. Like, I don't want to be the head coach. I don't want to have to deal with all the ins and outs and all the noise that comes with it. But maybe Coach K, he looks at it and goes, man, like, I'd be down to be one of the assistants, right? Like, just let me be, on the bench and kind of just be an advisor almost, kind of be a guide for, like, say they hire JJ Redick, right? Maybe you go get a Terry Stouts, you go get Coach K, and then you bring back like a Phil Handy. Right now, he actually has like the leadership, the experience, the knowledge, and he has that relationship with JJ Redick, which is another signal for me as to why JJ Redick's going to end up being the head coach. Because not only does he have the LeBron connection, now you have the Coach K connection. I think it's going to be JJ Redick. I genuinely believe it's going to be JJ Redick. Maybe it's not. Again, there's other head coaching candidates that have emerged. I kind of feel like a lot of this is just kind of the due diligence, the noise and the nonsense. Lakers are ultimately going to sign JJ Redick. And again, I am for it. I know a lot of people aren't. But again, who? Like, that's what I keep defaulting to. It's like, who? None of these guys have this plethora of experience. None of these guys are proven championship level head coaches. Like, that guy doesn't exist, right? So you're taking a gamble on any of these guys. You're taking a gamble on every single one of these potential coaches, right? So to me, give me the guy that has the most versatility and potential upside. Put the proper coaching staff around him, put the proper foundation around him, and let him kind of just let him go, right? Like, again, we've seen guys work it out. I mean, some of the best coaches in the league didn't have like a plethora of coaching experience, right? Like Steve Kerr was doing prime time and then was a GM. Eric Spoelstra was in the film room. Right? Like, there's plenty of coaches that just like kind of came out of left field. Phil Jackson was like coaching the G League before it was the G League, like whatever league it was at the, like, again, like sometimes it's just the right guy. And I just think if JJ Redick comes in, I think he has the potential to be the right guy. But to me, it's just like all the signs are going like, pointing and going, hey, it's this guy. You got the flashing lights and everything. And it's like JJ Redick. And it's like, why? Like, you bringing in Coach K as a consultant. Like, yes, he has a relationship with the Lakers, with Jeannie, he has a relationship with LeBron in particular, right? But I don't know. It's just Duke connections, Duke ties. Come on. Look, maybe it is just straightforward. Like, hey, Coach K, they asked Coach K, like, can you help in this process? We've had our struggles trying to find the proper head coach. You're somebody that has good understanding. Maybe he's like, yeah, sure, I'll help. Maybe it's just that straightforward, right? Maybe they don't hire JJ Redick. Maybe they end up going with like a Sam Cassell or a James or whomever, right? I just kind of lean towards like, again, all this smoke, all this noise of JJ Redick, JJ Redick and LeBron's connection, JJ Redick talking about being a head coach, right? Now you got Coach K coming on board to be a consultant. Like, it's just, call me crazy, but I just think that that's what it is. I think that JJ Redick is going to be the new head coach. I think that they're going to end up hiring him. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? First off, what do you think of the 3 head coaching candidates? What do you think, Sam Cassell, James Borrego, and JJ Redick? Are any of those guys really stand out to you? Do you think like, none of those guys are really great? What do you think of Coach K coming on as a consultant? Do you think it's just kind of straightforward, like, hey, he's just trying to help? Do you think that, it's clearly JJ Redick, the ties, the connection? Do you think that maybe Coach K would be willing to come on board and maybe be like one of the assistants, right? Like, because he's retired, he's good, but there's nothing like that feeling, right? Like, you got to imagine he misses it to an extent. So he might look at it and go, I don't want to be a head coach, because if I have to be a head coach, then I got to deal with all the nonsense that comes along with it. Or if I'm just like one of the assistants, then like I'm just on the bench being a guy, right? Like, he gets paid, he gets the bag, and he gets to kind of be the background character, right? Like, to him, I think that would be a huge win. But again, how you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. I appreciate y'all, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.